Hi, I'm Dave and welcome to day 19 of RPGaDAY. Today's topic is favourite published adventure. This one's quite a weird one because I don't really buy very many adventures to play. While I GM an awful lot, or at least I used to when I was younger, I never really bought the adventures because my players were always a bit random and used to go off on bizarre tangents. But that doesn't mean that I didn't buy one or two, and there are a couple that really stand out as being particularly good. The first one is one that I've played multiple times, and that is For Your Eyes Only for the Bond game. Strangely enough, this is one of the few Bond supplements that didn't come in a box and didn't come with the masses of supplementary material. It still came with a screen, because all the Bond adventures come with screens, with the inside being the bad guys' bases and things like that. And it still came with the cool prop letters and diagrams and things that you can give to people, and coded notebooks and stuff like that. Great stuff. I must admit, I ran this game about 3 times with different characters and different players because it was designed really for Bond. I played it with, I think it was 3 different teams playing it, either as solo adventures or as teams of like 2 agents going off, because that was probably the safest way to do it. I have very fond memories of playing For Your Eyes Only, mostly because, like all the game supplements for Bond, they took the main plot for the adventure and from the film and changed it so that people who thought they were just going to do the same as the film were terribly surprised, and that usually ended up in the wrong place, which was work of. I'm still stunned at how brilliant the Bond game is. I mean, especially when it comes to things like Goldfinger, where you think, oh no, he's just going to go blow up Fort Knox. No, he's not. He's going to go somewhere else completely. And if you decide to skip the adventure and just fly to Fort Knox and wait to get Goldfinger on the way to his big plan, then you're seriously wrong and going to be in for a nasty surprise. From one game that I played like 3 times to another adventure that I never quite finished. That's not supposed to be in there. From one brightly coloured game to the complete opposite. This is the Judas Grail. This was possibly one of the last supplements for Cult, 2nd edition Cult. I'm sure it was 2nd edition Cult. This edition of Cult had particularly awesome typography in it. We'll come to Cult later when we do, I think it's Scariest Game We've Played, which is coming up in about a week's time. But I mean, look, it's very clever. Multiple typefaces all over the place. There's some particularly gruesome illustrations which I won't show you in here. Very, very disturbing goings on in that one. It was supposed to be the antithesis of the Holy Grail. It was the cup that Judas had at the Last Supper, and it was supposed to have even weirder properties than the Holy Grail. And I don't think my characters finished it. It was the group that I mentioned before when it comes to favourite characters, with Lucille and Raven. But I seem to remember them disappearing off to a pub an awful lot rather than actually following the plot of the story. I think that was just me not trying to shoehorn them into the right direction and just let them do their own thing. But the game is good and the adventure is really cool as well. It's just a shame I never got to the big finale when everything really, really does happen. Okay, so those are probably my favourite published adventures. What about yours? Why don't you tell me what your favourite published adventures are? Was it just Keep on the Borderlands? Possibly. Who knows? It was a good adventure. I remember playing it quite well. Not playing it well, but I do remember it well. Why don't you spread the word, tell us all about your favourite published adventures that you played, and don't forget to hashtag everything RPGaDAY, and come back tomorrow for the next instalment. If you want to find out what's coming up, don't forget you can download the image and check out what the topics are for the rest of the month by following the little link at the bottom of the video. Until next time, keep playing games.